So I'm going to do a little lunch rush. It's 11:30 now, Wichita, Kansas. Going to do a DoorDash rush, and I continue to fluctuate between silver status and platinum status because I bounce up to 70% and I bounce below 70% because I don't really want to take some of the off orders that I'm offered. So I want to go through this lunch DoorDash only and see if we can get up to platinum and see if the orders actually get any better. My first order is not a good order at all. It's all highway though, so it'll be pretty efficient as far as the time. It's an 875 by 9.7 mile order. Let's go get this thing taken care of. One of the things to note about this new tiered program is you're no longer going to be able to choose what parts of the city you want to stay in or go to. To keep at 70%, it's very difficult to not end up in parts of the town that you don't like, pick up from restaurants that you don't care for. So that's one big thing that I'm starting to notice on the tiered program is you end up haphazardly all over the city. You get sent north, south, east, west, from zone to zone. You don't get to just stay in your pocket where you're comfortable and where you know how to be efficient and make money. So kind of frustrating in some respects on that part. So I now reached platinum status after that one order. I was at 69% AR. Now I'm at 70% AR, but I'm actually in a dead zone. And if you watch my other videos, you don't want to be in dead zones. So you need to utilize that pause feature. Hit pause, gives you 35 minutes to relocate yourself before getting orders where you just end up in no man's land and you find yourself wondering what you're doing. So I'm going to drive back to a zone that has several restaurants. It's 11:46 right now. We'll see if we get a few better orders on platinum status through this lunch rush. Well, we've cruised over here to a zone that has about 35 restaurants. It's a really popular place here in Wichita, and I'm on platinum status like I showed you, but my order that I received was a 625 by 9.2 Schlotsky's Deli, back where I just came from. So that's one thing to remember too, DoorDash drivers. The algorithm on DoorDash sometimes notices where you are willing to go and where you're not willing to go. So by taking that last order that I took, the 875 all the way out there, and then I decided to come back over here around more restaurants, the algorithm noticed I was willing to go over there, and then it just gave me another order to send me back over there. So that's something that I learned a long time ago, and it's something to remember because it's really going to be difficult when you want to get away from a dead zone and you come back like I just did, and then you find yourself going right back out on a really bad sub $1 to 1 mile ratio order, 625 by 9 mile. It's going to be a very inefficient order. So this first platinum order was pretty lame. We'll get this one taken care of, and maybe there'll be a few better ones come along. So here's another issue that I have with low pay, long mileage orders. It seems to me like a lot of times they tend to have the most problems. I don't know about you. It seems like each time I do a low tip or a no tip or real long mileage order, about 50% of the time there's a concern which snowball effects into your efficiency being less and less and less and your earnings being less and less and less, which is a reason why we like to be able to choose orders that we want to do because we understand different restaurants and their processes. We understand there's issues out here on the road, construction, accidents, things like that, and that's why we're doing that. So on this order, particularly, we get to the restaurant, it's only one sandwich, one cookie for a woman, no drink, and they're out of the cookie. So you have to stop, spend time reaching out to the customer, making sure they're okay with the different kind of cookie. In this case, the manager was cool and he gave a free cookie card for the next visit she was going to have. But here we are again, spending more time on a 625 by 9.2 mile order than we really should have to. And it is not efficient, and we are not making the money necessary to keep driving. Let's get down the road and get this thing delivered and look for something better. I'm a couple miles from the customer, but one of my other issues is this order takes me clear away from the city, which forces me to deadhead back for orders or keep my app on and have a pretty good chance to be taken even further away from the zone. So you either are fighting orders taking you further away from the zone to more unpopulated areas that you don't want to be on this particular order, or you're going to have to deadhead back, which in turn takes it into an even worse order. So that's another issue with this out of zone order. And to receive it on platinum status and be asked to take it when you're at 70% AR, you feel pretty much forced to do so you can continue on that status, and you're not playing that game. So seems a little tricky right now when you're close to 70%. I really think it would be smarter if a driver could get themselves to like 80-85% to work up a cushion and be able to decline these type of orders. So I decided to come all the way back to the same area where all the restaurants were at. Don't know if it was the best option, but I do know that I didn't want to end up in one of those smaller communities like I mentioned. So I came back here, not really that long to get here because it's all highway, could drive about 70 miles an hour. I pull in, I get a $12 double by 14 miles, again, all highway, very bad money to mile ratio, double order to downtown Wichita. So this is going to take another about 30 minutes minimum just to complete. Hopefully when we get down there, we'll get a few more shorter, efficient orders. But so far we're seeing that I'm getting launched all over the place, and these orders are not efficient and they're not earning me money that I need to make. I think I'm at like $14.50 an hour right now, probably 75 cents a mile. Right now what I'm seeing is, just as a platinum driver, you still get shot all over the city. You get orders that aren't really equaling 2 to 1 mile ratio, which are priority type orders. And maybe it gets better as the percentage raises up, but I don't believe that's the case. I really think DoorDash just needs drivers to complete orders. It's utilizing this platinum status to have orders completed by everybody. And then when there is a good order, you get it, if you're nearby or you're the best driver for that order. So I think that's how it works. I don't really think that you're just going to see exclusively great orders on platinum status. I've got about a 12-minute drive, so I'm going to let you guys enjoy the view on the road. Here we go. So we got to the heart of downtown, delivered both orders. It is 1 o'clock right now, and I did immediately receive a good $8 by 3.2 mile, I believe, back to a part of the city that actually does have a lot of really popular restaurants during lunchtime. So let's go take care of this order and see if we can get a couple more before 2 o'clock. I will admit, coming down here to downtown, they've really done a lot of cool fixer-uppers here. I'm at this little park. They got some turf grass, and they make kind of cool outdoor arena here right by the Intrust Bank. And They've really done some really great things. This is homegrown breakfast place, and it's really legit, real popular. So it is pretty cool when you get down in the heart of these cities to check them out and see what they got going on. It's a pretty gnarly little place, man. Check out Wichita, Kansas if you ever get around. Sweet deal. We got done with that order, and immediately it's $1.51, and then I got a $5 by 1.2. I think this is going to finish out our lunch rush, but it's good to see these short, quick orders in the day making me a little more money.